Are you still only investing in the stock market? When we start looking at some of the wealthiest people in America, talking about Elon Musk, looking at Warren Buffett, Jeff Bezos, the majority of their wealth comes from stock and comes from the companies that they invest in. However, in today's video, we're going to be looking at some alternate assets, and it seems like a majority of young, rich Americans are not investing in the traditional stock market, what we've seen. So when we start thinking about the stock market, it has been the go-to for a majority of people to invest their money. But for a younger generation, this shift has started to change with a preference and a high preference when it comes to alternative investments outside of the stock market without some of the volatility. When we looked at a recent survey from Bank of America, individuals 21 to 40 with at least 3 million in assets have 25% invested in stock market and the other portion invested elsewhere outside of the market itself. Mostly rich young Americans, 93% of them are allocating a large majority of portfolios outside of stock markets, which is kind of crazy. And could there be something really behind this? So when we start thinking of alternative investments, and I want to talk about some of these because I have looked into these extensively. The first one is artwork. A creative way to diversify. So if you're familiar with this company, and I know you've probably seen commercials, if you're looking at any finance videos, it is Masterworks. More than 72% of youngsters 21 to 40 believe it's no longer possible to achieve average investment returns in traditional stocks and bonds, especially when it comes to the bond side. I do not see the return. Art is one of the very alternative investments that have captured the investment of smart investors with over 67 billion in annual transactions. That is kind of crazy in the art market, estimated at almost $2 trillion of value. Art is a very big masterclass, really according to Deloitte. So when you start thinking about it, fine art has historically outperformed the S&P 500 with an annual return of about 12% from 1995 to 2023, which of course is outperforming the S&P 500 during that exact same time at 9.6%. Now, traditionally, this is looking back many years, ultra wealthy was the only way you could invest in fine art. But then we look at Masterworks and they have changed this in the entirety. It is an investing platform that makes it super easy for investors to access and buy fractional shares essentially of artwork instead of buying a single painting. For multi-million dollars, you can invest in those fractional shares of blue chips. So it's outside of the stock market, which is kind of crazy. So if you ever wanted to own like a Picasso, a Begay, a Banksy, whatever it may be, you definitely can do it. Now, Masterworks has really seen some returns, 17%, 17.8, 21% on assets that they held longer than a year. So, I mean, if you're making 17 to 21% a year, I know it's not guaranteed by any means, but overall, it is a pretty cool way. Now, some of the other alternate ways that they're investing, which is crazy. So Bank of America has said 45% own gold as in the physical asset, not holding ETFs, not holding it anywhere else. They are holding in just physical gold. Another 45%, so 90% of people that are invested into the golden opportunity of holding gold, 45% are holding the physical asset, while another 45% of people they surveyed are holding it within the ETFs. The other 10%, I'm not sure. I'm assuming are not investing in gold at all. Historically, gold has served as a very good hedge against inflation and, of course, market volatility. A lot of investors turn it as a safe haven when there is economic turmoil or there are things going around within the nation. Now, of course, within the last couple years, we have seen gold prices go up quite a bit. They have surged to $2,300 per ounce, which is pretty cool. You can also do a gold IRA, which this is something that I had never heard about until I was doing a little bit of research. Opening a gold IRA, you can help the priority of gold using tax advantaged accounts to grow your nest egg purchasing gold. So pretty cool to see. And if you want to know more, guys, quick Google search is going to show you. Now, of course, they do invest in gold, or you can buy gold itself. There's a lot of sites that literally just sell gold in gold bars and gold coins, a lot of different things that you can buy. There's also quite a few investor guides if you're looking for gold or silver to get into. Now, a third one we're going to look at is real estate. Now, this is something that is kind of crazy. Real estate has been considered a solid portfolio hedge again, as rental properties values tend to increase even over the last 10 years. we have seen our property value double, which is 100% growth in just a little bit over 10 years, which is kind of crazy. Also, when you think of the rental market and the rental income, it is a revenue generating machine. If you have a house and you have the ability to pay for it, either someone else is going to be paying the mortgage you have on it, or if you buy it outright, if you fix it up, however you do it, you're going to have a regular steady income that is coming out of there, which of course, regardless of age, it is a very good asset because unfortunately, well, fortunately for some people, everybody needs a place to live and that place to live does come with a cost. Now, again, thinking of Bank of America doing these surveys, 31% of younger people said real estate is the greatest opportunity for growth outside of the stock market. And a lot of them don't even put money into the stock market. Looking at the top 1% of Americans, hold over $6 trillion in real estate. So that is a massive, when we start thinking about commercial, residential, and really the prices that we've seen, coupled with not only the demand going much higher, but also looking at the investment opportunities that are out there. So when we think of some of the development or some of the alternate investment opportunities, thinking of like a Fundrise that has the ability to buy into essentially units, either apartment buildings or condominiums. There's a bunch of different things that Fundrise are doing, both on the commercial, the industrial, and the residential side that you can get into. Again, thinking outside of the box, looking at alternative investments, it could be something that you want to look at. And of course, one of my favorite, which is cryptocurrency. More than just a craze, it has netted and made a ton of millionaires, guys. Investors used to be very skeptic about cryptocurrency, really speculative, really high volatility, but it seems like now it's really entering mainstream and you can buy it from literally Bitcoin ATMs that are on the corner of a local store right here. And of course, President-elect Trump has vowed strategic national Bitcoin stockpile. Cryptocurrency or crypto has surged to $3.57 trillion, over 100% gain over the last year. So it is going up kind of crazy. No surprise when you're thinking of millennials, when you're thinking of Gen Z, they are a lot more in tune with technology, which of course, blockchain technology. In Bank of America survey, 29% of younger people said cryptocurrency is the best opportunity we have, while only 7% of older people agreed. Like myself, I love cryptocurrency. I think it is very, very cool. And I think honestly, having some in Bitcoin does make a big difference. Now, young rich Americans also allocated 15% of portfolios into crypto, where older generation was 1 to 2%. So think about the allocation of your portfolio. Are you putting, as a rich or as a younger American, 15% of your portfolio into cryptocurrency, which is kind of crazy. If you're interested in getting into the crypto game, Robinhood has crypto, Coinbase has crypto. We have some links down below for a couple different things. And it's crazy enough because Robinhood actually offers the deposit match on crypto deposits and transfers, which is kind of crazy. I know they also do the same thing when it comes to IRA contributions, which again is a little bit crazy. The last one we're going to look at is private equity investing. This is another one very similar to what we've seen with Masterworks, that if you did not have multiple $1 million, you couldn't invest in private equity. You couldn't buy places and you couldn't buy very expensive portfolios. This again is where Fundrise does come in. When you start looking at private equity, this of course was the multi-million-dollar deals once upon a time, but now very similar, like we were saying to Masterworks, you can go ahead and you can invest in fractional shares with over 2 million investors into Fundrise and over $7 billion in real estate alone. It really gives you a way to diversify your portfolio. It's not putting it all into really going into the REITs, the real estate trusts, but it is a way, again, a different way and a different methodology, depending on your portfolio, what your goals are, exactly what you're looking for. You can invest in a lot of alternative things, which again, looking at a younger generation, younger wealthy individuals in America, that's exactly what they're doing, is changing up the investment landscape and really overall changing it up from just your regular buying stocks and holding stocks forever. So guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys are investing in, if you're using any of these alternative methods. And as always, thank you guys for watching.